we're good to go. Ready? Are you ready?
Yeah.
You ready?
Confirm.
Game Director on Path of Exile,
Oh.
and welcome to GGG Live.
One sec.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Rogers, Game Director on Path of Exile, and
Oh,
welcome
hi,
to
Jonathan.
GGG Live. We have massive changes to show you today with Path of Exile, Curse of the Allflame, which is coming out next week on July 25th. Twitch drops are enabled on today's livestream, so you'll be able to claim your Abyssal Soul Shatter rare finisher effect by following the instructions below. Let's not keep you waiting though. Roll the trailer for Path of Exile, Curse of the Allflame.
Oh, let's do it.
The Allflame calls us to the sea. To a lost wreck that still draws ghostly breath. A curse down below. With my lanterns, we can explore the sea floor. We must
Duck
find
it.
the source of the Allflame before the brine rot. Somewhere in the blackest depths, bounty and death await.
What the fuck?
That was sick.
Yeah.
That looked cool.
Oh my god, it's
Oh.
Pirate League.
Oh. What is happening? Nice. 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 Legion. Nice. What the hell is Vestal Remix? Ooh.
Oh, are you serious?
Ooh.
No way.
That's sick. Yo,
Come
what is
find
what?
your fortune
New bloodline?
Ascendancy
Yes, new
class?
boss.
in the depths
Yeah.
of the sea.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
In today's stream, we'll be walking you through all the details of Path of Exile, Curse of the Allflame.
What?
Comb the ocean floor, discovering sunken
What are you
artifacts
confused
of
about?
forgotten origins. Fight
That's
the
the
horrors
simple
of
We'll
the
get
deep.
there. I read
and do
ahead.
your
I read
best to
ahead.
keep from being crushed by the waters above you. We're revisiting some familiar mechanics to bring new life to systems that have begun, perhaps, to show their age. Abyss and Legion will both be receiving significant upgrades, including a new pinnacle boss for Abyss and a new chase crafting system for unique items in Legion.
I can't believe the Legion's
In
actually
addition to
happening.
revamps of the existing leagues, though, we're also bringing back some old friends. The mercenaries of Trathus are making their way back to Rayclast. Then we'll explain our new endgame system, where you'll join Kirak in investigating anomalies appearing on the Atlas. After that, we'll discuss the character and skill balance coming in Curse of the Allflame. Finally, we'll cover our new set of supporter packs, after which we'll have a
my
live
favourite.
Q&A sessions where Ziggy
Let's
D
get
will
supporter
interview
packs,
Path of
yeah.
Exile's game director Mark,
Let
as
me
well
get
as
my
game
credit
designers Octavian and Andrew, answering your questions from Twitch chat. After the live stream, we'll drop the full patch notes at 11 AM NZT. So let's get started. I'll hand things over to
Excellent.
Mark to introduce the new league.
Hi, I'm Mark Roberts.
Hi, Mark.
Game Director
Hi,
on
Mark.
Path of Exile. In Path of Exile, Curse of the Allflame, a long-forgotten mystery has begun to stir beneath Rayclast seas. Hidden in the icy depths lie strange and immensely powerful treasures, waiting for those bold enough to claim them. Meet Valerie, a dangerous
Valerie.
Corsair captain
That's a nice
who
name.
needs boots on the ground and on the sea floor to help her retrieve these treasures and unlock their potential. This is where you come in, to help her find the charts scattered across Rayclast. Then, use those to guide her ship to the patch of brine that holds loot for the taking. In return, you'll get a cut of the profits. These lost charts are guarded by the undead, rival Corsairs, or horrible creatures of the deep. Each of these monster encounters will also have a custom bonus for defeating the enemies. For example, successfully defeating the accursed undead that guard this treasure chest will cause the grateful trapped soul inside to grant you its power, possessing you and granting you ghastly power for the rest of the area. Once a chart is in hand, you'll board the good ship, the Sovereign, Valerie or Val's reappropriated Oriathan naval vessel. Here, Val introduces you to the heart and soul of her ship, quite literally. Vesper, another Pondium native like Val, is bound to this ship. His soul burns with the Allflame's curse, and were his comatose body to be removed from the ship,
Damn.
he would surely die.
What?
The silvery apparatus that lines the bows and eaves of the vessel allow him to steer the Sovereign anywhere in Rayclast's waters.
Metamorph, but it's a ship.
Using the
Yeah.
chart you've brought, Vesper can
Is this the
navigate to a
Allflame
location
crafting?
so you can scout it for Val, and while doing so, claim whatever treasures there might be. How, though, will you avoid a watery grave once sunk below? Vesper controls a spark of the Allflame, a powerful and mysterious magic, which has been imbued into a number of devices aboard the ship, chief among them the bathysphere. This entirely safe and well-tested contraption of rivets, bolts, and metal will be your ticket beneath the waves to explore and plunder. While scouting the depths, in order to not need an ample supply of air, we're instead going to place Allflame lanterns. These are conduits of the power that keeps Vesper alive and bound to the ship, and give you the temporary safety you need to do that exploring. Without them, you will drown. The first of these is strapped to the bathysphere and activates on landing, rushing the water away to reveal horrifying monstrosities, lost treasures, and a strange luminous coral growing from the corrupted dead in the oceans of Rayclast. These strange growths are the real reason Val has asked you to plumb these waters, as the coral can be broken down into dead man sulfur, the fuel that keeps Vesper's light burning. As you get to the perimeter of the safety provided by an Allflame lantern, Val will drop more down at your request. There's also an option available to have new lanterns fired automatically for you as soon as you need them, if you prefer speed over fine control. Explore and claim what you can while you can. Lost fortunes of gold, chests of valuables, and lurking threats all lie in wait for you beneath the waves. You might even find the odd lost missive, waylaid on its travel to its intended recipient. But hey, finders keepers, right? Beware though, as Vesper can only power so many lanterns at once, and that power is finite. On placing the last of your lanterns, they will begin, one by one, to flicker and fade, and the creatures of the deep will rush in as they sense the vanishing of the light. You'll have to rush back to the safety of the bathysphere, escaping the cold clutches of creatures that despise the light you bring. You'll want to place every lantern though, as exploring to collect enough dead man sulfur is the only way to successfully chart the area for the next step, planning a voyage. Val will keep a record of the areas you've charted, storing details in her journals. Once you've charted enough areas, just talk to Val, place your charts on Val's board, connect them together, and create one giant seafloor excursion.
Okay.
Each area you chart will reveal a special modifier that applies when it is used as part of a voyage, applied to either the charts adjacent to it or the whole voyage. Here are a few examples. This modifier causes all equipment dropped by monsters in adjacent charts to be converted to gold. This modifier will spawn friendly jellyfish alongside every pack of monsters in your voyage, which you will promptly slaughter for extra loot and experience, we're sure. This modifier causes all monsters in adjacent charts to be empowered by wildwood wisps. With 9 positions on your board for charts when constructing a voyage, these can stack up fast. There are also charts which can take you to specially rewarding areas of the ocean floor. Fields of anchors strewn with treasure chests full of loot.
Thank you.
Kalguran shipments lost at sea, and sunken
Stick
abyssal
drift, that
pits
was.
teeming with monsters, to name just a few. There are even some ancient artifacts you might find and resurface. Additionally, the edges of the voyage board track the currents of corruption flowing through the waters of Rayclast, with randomized effects being rolled with each new voyage to affect the charts placed adjacent to them. These add even further rewards to your voyages, and can shake up the way you choose to place your charts. Stack all of that together, and a well-planned voyage, with a bit of luck, can be a very profitable endeavor. But With so much loot to claim, how are you going to get it all to the surface? Val has a solution for just that problem. In each of the charts that comprise your voyage, there will be a capsule waiting for you, sent down by Val,
Nice.
which can store about an inventory worth of loot. Stuff these full, send
About?
Val a signal, and she will pull it back up to the surface, safe and sound.
Why do they look almost identical?
Since voyages are built of 9 charts, that's a lot of opportunities to send back plenty of valuables. Once you're satisfied with the plunder from your well-planned voyage, find any of these capsule locations and call the bathysphere to it as your ticket out. Val will send it down to your rescue, as fast as she can. You just need to survive until it gets there. Good luck. Once you do, don't forget to empty all those capsules full of loot.
Uh-oh.
Now, back to all that dead man sulfur that you've been hard at work gathering. Is that just to keep the Sovereign
Whoa.
afloat and Vesper alight? No, it's not. Once you've got a bunch of it, head below decks, and you'll find the heart of the ship at work. Whilst Vesper's body remains above deck, burning away in a contraption of tarnished pipes and corpse-stained glass, resides Vesper's soul, and you'll find him to be a pretty crafty fellow, if a bit melancholy. That's where this league's item crafting system comes into play. Give Vesper an item, alongside a currency that you could normally use on that item, and an
Whoa.
ample supply of Dead Man's sulfur.
Whoa.
That item is then split into a multitude of ghostly forms,
Yo.
each of which will be the result of having applied that currency to the original item. You can then pick which of the ghostly outcomes you like best
That's so
to
cool.
keep for yourself. The others will go up in smoke, as Vesper can only reify a single outcome. This can be done with almost any crafting step you'd like.
That's sick.
Want to see a few outcomes for that influenced exalted orb?
What?
Perhaps you've got a particularly expensive fossil combination you want to get maximum value out of.
Damn, that's cool
Wow.
as.
Wow.
Do be wary though, as the more potent the craft, the more sulfur Vesper will require to see it done.
Ooh.
That's
One of those
not
is
all
the
it
hit.
is.
One of those
As
is
the
not.
seafloor hides
Yeah.
some yet undiscovered potential in the form of
Sometimes
rare
maybe
and
hit,
valuable
sometimes
ducats.
maybe shit.
21% spell suppress or
These can be
12%
consumed
fire.
by Vesper to warp and twist items in ways not seen in
My
centuries.
ref, so I'll take the fire.
Such
race.
as Kishara's Ducat, which creates 4
Hmm?
ghostly copies of an item, each
What?
of which will keep 1 mod from the original.
Four-way
Perfect
split?
for creating powerful crafting bases.
Damn.
What?
The Gentile's Ducat, which can solve item or gem requirement problems by changing one attribute to another.
Yo, nice.
And Brine Hook's Ducat, with which you can become an emissary of the gods of Rayclast. Who knows
Yes.
what these aspects might do? These Ducats come
What?
from special types of charts, so keep an eye out for them on your travels throughout Rayclast. You
Ducat.
may even
We got
find some
ducats
that
in
lead you
PoE
to
chat.
notably unwelcoming
Hell yeah.
waters. So that covers the new league, and for the
Fucking
first
love
time
ducats.
in Path of Exile, we're finally going under the sea. Some might even say this is the first real boat league. But that's not all.
He said it.
Not even close. Next up, we've got an old favourite making a return. The mercenaries of Trathus are once again roaming Rayclast.
I'm a little
looking
bit
for
surprised
hapless
these are
fools
back.
to duel.
I mean, they've been saying they're going to bring it back for
Mercenaries
a
will
while.
start appearing from
Yeah.
Act 3 in San. Before beginning a duel, you'll be offered an overview of the mercenary
Yep.
you've encountered.
Yeah,
Here,
this is like
you can see the
Merc
gear
League.
they have equipped and the skills they employ.
Rematch.
As per the Trathan code, you have the
A
right to
rematch.
wager for an item the mercenary is carrying. You'll stake some of your gold, and the duel commences.
Give me your scourers, you little bitch. I'm
Looks
sorry,
like
can we
one
do
more.
some
Start
damage?
build.
If you lose, you forfeit the levied gold, and the mercenary will teleport out, repulsed at such a poor display. Win, however, and to the victor will go the spoils.
Yeah.
2?
In addition,
Damn, that's
if you win
crazy.
the duel, the mercenary will aid you as an ally for a number of areas. Trathan
wow.
mercenaries are powerful allies to have in Rayclast,
That's...
assisting in a
That
number
seems
of ways.
horrible.
Some mercenaries can provide you with powerful auras and buffs, while other mercenaries can do all the killing for you. While in map areas, if you don't like anything the mercenary offers, you have the ability to request their warrant. A warrant is a promise to return and duel again at a later date. A call to action that calls that specific mercenary to a future map,
You can
with the
sell
same set of skills,
mercenaries.
but a new set of items. A mercenary will only grant their warrant once, however, preventing you from fighting that mercenary in every single area. Warrants also allow you to trade specific mercenaries to other players.
You can trade mercs.
It is
That's
important to note that
fantastic.
unlike in Mercenaries of Trathus League, having a mercenary does not count as a player party member. So having a mercenary does not increase monster life or the quantity and rarity of items dropped from monsters. Given that, you may be wondering, but what if I really like a mercenary I found? They have a great personality and powerful skills. Is there really no way I can keep them as an ally permanently? Well, you can, but only if you are a Scion. For the second time in 6 months, the Scion is
it
getting
was.
a new ascendancy class, the Luminary.
What?
The Luminary is a natural leader, lighting the way for others to follow.
What?
Becoming a Luminary immediately lets
You
them
can hire
allocate
a
the
mercenary.
noble blood
What do you
passive,
mean?
allowing them to permanently hire any mercenary they
How
find
is
in Ray
this
class.
an ascendancy?
Luminaries can have up to 3 permanently hired mercenaries, 2 in reserve in towns and hideouts, and
this is
1 as
awesome.
an active ally in combat.
This is so great.
Unlike with regular mercenaries, you can change the items permanently hired
Wait,
mercenaries have
what
equipped,
the fuck?
opening up innumerate potential build
sockets?
possibilities.
Did you see that?
By default,
Yeah.
permanently hired mercenaries cannot be equipped with unique items, but these passives enable them to equip specific types of uniques. While the legendary arms passive empowers mercenaries that have many different unique items equipped. Luminaries have the flexibility of becoming a support character to their mercenary, or having their mercenary support them. The Oath of Fealty and Golden Glory passives empower your mercenary by using your link skills on them. The Loyal Bodyguard and Bestowed Knighthood passives enable your mercenary to protect you in combat, as well as enhancing their aura skills. As with any old league that we add to the core game, we have added full Atlas Tree and Scarab support. Here are just a few examples. These passives allow you to much more easily target the specific types of mercenaries you want showing up in your maps.
Oh, yes, from House
The
Kita.
Loot and Pillage passive
I know what that means.
gives mercenaries a chance to drop all their items when defeated,
rucksacks,
instead of
yeah.
just the one you selected. The Trathan Scarab of Renown makes it so the spawned mercenary is covered head to tail in unique items.
What?
And the Trathan Scarab of Infamy forces a more powerful, infamous mercenary to spawn, accompanied by 2 other mercenaries for a truly unfair duel. Unfair for them. There's even a few entirely new mercenary types, one of which is found exclusively on the seafloor in rare Curse of the Allflame encounters. Sellswords of Trathus won't be the whole of your problems in 329, however, as the denizens of the Lightless
What the
are getting
heck?
some much needed updates with the modernization and rework of Abyss. When we brought Abyss over to Path of Exile 2 and Rise of the Abyssal, some functional changes to the mechanic were made to improve the gameplay significantly. In Curse of the Allflame, the majority of those changes will be making their way back to Path of Exile 1. The existing Abyss content had some notable problems. Aside from being very dated, it also required the player to follow a crack as it opens, often backtracking throughout already cleared areas. Now, as you approach an abyssal pit, and the cracks leading up to it, you will find that it is already open and spilling forth abyssal energy into the surrounding area, subjugating the
This'll be
souls of
good.
enemies unlucky enough to be within its influence. Slaying these enemies will send those souls spiraling down into the pit, drawing the attention and ire of the minions of Kulamark that dwell beneath. Slay enough of them, and the Abyssal Legion will spill forth from their domain to tear you apart. The upshot of this rework is twofold. Firstly, there is now much more visceral feedback in the moment-to-moment gameplay of Abyss, with
How good does
audio
it
and
look?
visual cues drawing the player along.
Like visually.
And most importantly,
Yeah.
you'll never need to chase a meandering abyssal crack around a map ever again. No more backtracking. However, be on your guard. The abyssal minions of Kulamak have some different tricks up their sleeves in PoE 1, and many employ entirely different skills to those of their PoE 2 counterparts. To be clear, there are still some aspects of the existing abyssal system that we will be keeping. Abyssal jewels and items with abyssal sockets will remain.
Nice.
In fact, we have given Abyss a similar treatment to what we did with Dell fossils in our last release, moving abyssal rewards out of other areas of the game to
Interesting.
make Abyss the exclusive source of abyssal jewels and Stygian
Makes
vices.
sense.
This will also come with a complete refresh of abyssal scarabs and Atlas passive tree investment, with some truly dangerous and wild new ways to take on the lightless hordes. Lastly for Abyss, but definitely not least, Abyss is bringing an entirely new endgame pinnacle boss, with its own set of brand new unique items. This boss
What's
has
that
a
unique,
very
Jules?
unique way of accessing it. What does this eyeball do? Good luck figuring this one out.
What?
Let's move on to our next league being
What? Mark.
Legion. Every league should have distinct and interesting rewards that are exclusively available from that mechanic.
Amen.
This allows players to specialize in certain corners of the game, rewarding those who engage with a given mechanic. Legion is next on our list to receive this treatment. Despite having a unique combat mechanic, we felt Legion didn't have interesting exclusive rewards outside of timeless jewels. While incubators were technically exclusive to
Incubators
Legion,
are gone.
they effectively granted the same rewards that you could get elsewhere. So, what are we doing about it? Firstly, incubators are being removed. No longer will you have to remember to apply incubators to all your equipment every few maps. Instead, we will be adding a new
Huh?
type of reward exclusive to Legion, the Stygial unique items.
Is that
What the fuck is
Wait,
going
I didn't
on?
implicits?
Generals and maps will have a chance to
We
drop a new type of
synthesizing
currency item,
fucking uniques.
enshrouding crystals. These can be used on your unique armors. You can then take the enshrouded
Whoa.
item to the domain of timeless conflict,
Whoa.
which might look a little bit different to what you
Whoa.
remember.
Whoa.
A giant crystal emerges from the center of
It
the
doesn't
domain,
really.
and there appears to be some sort of entity trapped inside. Potentially the reason that these
Give me
armies
my
are
gloves.
engaged in eternal conflict.
Yeah.
At the base of the crystal are a number of smaller crystals. Clicking on one allows us to place our enshrouded item inside.
Get in there, soldier.
As we then kill monsters in the domain of timeless conflict,
Yeah.
our gloves within the
Yeah.
crystal begin to transform.
Yeah. Don't
Oh,
forget
yeah.
Once
this
you've
one.
killed enough, the crystal becomes volatile and looks ready to fracture. I wonder what will come out. Our Shaper's Touch transformed
It's
into a
not Shaper's
Malagero's
Touch.
Virtuosity. But now, the Malagero's Virtuosity has a trace of the original enshrouded
Why are
item
all the
bestowed
sockets
upon
Whoa.
white?
it in the form of a
Whoa.
vestigial implicit modifier.
Whoa.
As you can see, enshrouding crystals allow you to transfer powerful
It took a
modifiers
mod.
from one unique item onto another.
Whoa.
Here are some more examples of vestigial unique items. Helmets, boots,
Whoa.
gloves,
What the fuck is happening?
shields,
Blade explode.
and body armors. In addition to
All
vestigial
sockets
items,
linked.
we are also making a number of small improvements to Legion. You no longer need to kill every last monster to begin the Legion encounter. Breaking out all the key monsters, chests, and the majority of monsters
This is huge.
will be enough to start the combat
This is
automatically.
quite a big change.
No
That's a
more
big-
cheeky
what-
single
what do they
monster
call it?
hiding in the
A
corner,
wall?
preventing your encounter from starting. Legion monsters drop fewer splinters, but in larger stack sizes,
I'll
resulting
take
in
that.
fewer
Beautiful.
clicks in
Yep.
each encounter. Unrelenting
That's a win.
timeless emblems have been removed, with regular timeless emblems absorbing many of their effects, causing the domain of timeless conflict to become harder, but more rewarding as you kill monsters. Your reward progress in the domain is now tracked by charging up these small purple crystals, rather than flooding your screen with hundreds of reward icons. The rewards are still the same, just not obscuring your screen with symbols.
But
Talismans were introduced back in 2015,
Talisman.
but over the
Talisman?
years, they've been long neglected
Yeah,
and lack a
man.
meaningful place or purpose. We are making a number of changes to bring talismans back to relevance. Firstly, Talismans are now exclusive rewards from Bestiary.
Yo.
Every red beast has a chance to drop a talisman specific to that beast.
Please make it cool then.
For example, the Krashik Croaker
What?
can drop the Croaker Talisman. What makes these talismans special? Well, you'll notice a couple of changes compared to old talismans. Firstly, talismans no longer drop corrupted, making them
this is
far
huge.
easier to craft once you find one.
Hey.
Secondly, the special
Which you can't
modifiers on
annoy?
talismans are now enchantments, rather than implicits. This means they compete with blight anointments, allowing their effects to be significantly more powerful than
Oh.
before. Here are a few more
Interesting.
examples of new talismans. Talisman
Oh.
unique items have all been improved, and now have a
Farrell?
chance to drop
Farrell?
from all bestiary bosses. Check out
Farrell?
the new Eyes of the Great Wolf Talisman, which has some crazy possibilities. So
That's
is
kinda
everything
crazy.
covering the new
What?
and reworked
That's
League
kinda
mechanics
crazy.
in 329.
That is crazy.
Now, that's already quite a lot of in-game content, with mercenaries returning, an upgraded Abyss, Legion's new reward mechanic, and of course, everything the Curse of the Allflame League has to offer. But even with all of that, we're not done. Because what about the Atlas itself? Given Zana's actions to try and destroy it in the last two expansions.
Part 3 chat.
Zana's actions are causing the
Nailed
Atlas to
it.
become ever more destabilized. Strange locations have begun to manifest on the Atlas, many of which seem to be bleeding over from familiar places in Rayclast. Kerak has labeled these as anomalies. When you complete maps affected by a Voidstone, there is a chance that when you next open your Atlas, an anomaly may manifest. Like this one, the Mana Foyer. Like regular maps on the Atlas, you can select them at your map device, but unlike regular maps, these don't require an item to enter. It looks like this area is the abode of Cadero Perandus. Cadero is willing to offer valuable items in exchange for our gold. If you don't like
gold
what is on
suit?
offer, you can reject it, and he will immediately
yeah.
offer another item.
Oh,
The
I'll
next offer
take
will cost
this.
more gold, but hopefully is much more valuable to you. If you don't have enough gold for the offered item, don't worry. Cadero is happy to wait for you to replenish your coffers. You can return to the area at any time.
My
The anomaly
coffers?
will not disappear from the
Me?
Atlas until you either purchase an item or reject all his offers. Anomalies are unique in this regard. Unlike other locations on the Atlas, these areas can often be revisited. Let's quickly run through a few of the anomalies that can
Ranger chat?
manifest. Reflecting
leak.
Mists and the Nameless Seer no longer randomly spawn within maps, but instead now
What?
appear in their own anomaly areas. Scrying is no longer the domain of the Nameless Seer, but instead can be done through the new, tradable Scrying Orb. Some anomalies grant a taste of League
What?
mechanics you might not normally run, without having to be fully invested into them. For example, this anomaly creates a random, fully revealed heist blueprint wing, with random rogue companions. This anomaly has a version of the Sacred Grove, where the
Whoa.
plants have fully taken over.
What the
This
heck?
strongbox seems to have a strange mechanism. Atlas anomalies are unaffected by your Atlas skill tree, and you can't augment them using any fragments. Therefore, they
Bro,
can be
why
run
is
at
everything
any time
white-socketed?
without feeling like they have to be saved for later to maximize the potential rewards. There are many more Atlas anomalies to discover for yourselves, each of them tied to a specific Atlas quadrant. It is therefore worth discovering which ones can spawn in each part of the Atlas, as it may influence what Atlas strategy you wish to pursue. So that is a heap of new challenges to encounter, from the League and the in-game. But you may be asking, what new tools do we have to face these challenges? In 329, we are giving a bit of love to spellcasters, specifically those that cast spells themselves.
Self-cast
But first,
stuff?
let's address the
Self-cast chat.
elephant in the room that astute players may have noticed. Yes, I'm talking about those socket colors.
Am I astute?
So,
Is he talking
after
about me?
the better part of 2 decades, in 329, we're making a fairly radical change. Sockets, at a basic level, don't have colors anymore. You can now put any colored gem into any socket. We're doing
What
this to
the
address a
fuck?
long-running issue for both new and experienced players.
What the
I'm sure
fuck?
almost everyone who has played
Oh, this
before
is huge.
has run into the issue of finding a notable upgrade and have struggled to find a way to equip it. Maybe you find an amazing body armor, one that would give you a substantial boost to your defenses, but you just can't move your skill or support gems over because the colors of the sockets just don't match, and you didn't luck out with your chromatic orbs. It's not fun when you have to unequip a bunch of skills or supports
No, I
just
agree,
to
it's
use a
not
better
fun.
item. This can still happen
Tell
with
me
the
more.
socket numbers and socket links, so it's not like it's just purely trivial, but the colors were just unnecessary. And not only prevented upgrading gear, it limited build experimentation. So, given that,
So now what do
do
they
the
do?
colors on gems with regards to sockets
Quality.
even now mean? Well, the colors on gems for sockets are still relevant, just as an upgrade system. You can still find items with colored sockets, and you can craft them onto items. They are just rarer and more powerful. Most importantly, they don't restrict what can be socketed into them. So how are they more powerful? Well, if you were to find an item with, say, a green socket, you can put a green gem inside of it to get an additional quality bonus to that gem. This allows socket colors to be a purely positive outcome on an item, while not just simplifying the system away. You can also still change the color of sockets on your items using a chromatic orb, which now guarantees at least one red, blue, or green socket. This change will make it easier for everyone to upgrade items and maintain their build, especially while progressing. Speaking of builds and gems, we wanted to make sure we improve some of those, specifically for spellcasters.
What the heck?
Let's get into that. Spellcasters have a large number of different skills to choose from, but often many skills play and scale
True.
in similar ways.
Is he going to force me into a
We have done a
spellcaster?
pass
This-
through existing spells, differentiating spell damage types from each other. For example, Shadow's physical spells, like Ethereal Knives and Bladefall, now have a much higher critical strike chance than other spells at the expense of damage. Pure Lightning spells now all have generally higher cast speeds, but they cost more mana per second than other spells. We noticed that some of the Ascendancy classes for Shadow, Witch, and Templar were lacking options for general spellcasting.
What?
So we've added a new notable to the Assassin, the Occultist,
Infusions?
and the Inquisitor. We are also introducing a new skill, Mana Infused Staff, that infuses your staff with arcane energy, raising your block chance and reducing the mana cost of your spells. In addition, when you are hit by an enemy, you retaliate with a wave of arcane lightning, dealing damage based on your maximum mana. One of the struggles we noticed with certain self-cast archetypes was that they lacked a scaling option in the endgame. In 3.29, we're adding a special new set of exceptional skill gems called Pacts. Each pact is themed around a specific Beyond demon and Lycia. You can make a bargain with these demons to empower your spells, but at what cost, you may ask? Well, these spells don't have a typical cost, but instead cause the player to gain a special affliction debuff. Don't worry too much though, the rewards will be worth it. For example, Pact of Baydat causes many of your different spells to just cause a ruckus, while Pact of Gore is for dot builds. Using this pact will plague your enemies. Just cast it and watch everything around you melt. I wonder what Pact of Lycia and Pact of Katash do. We won't go into the specifics of all the balance changes we are making here, but there are many more caster improvements, including buffs to specific spells and supports, buffs to caster unique items, as well as more and better ways to solve mana. Check out the patch notes later for all the details. Next up, we're going to be talking about the new supporter packs for Curse of the Allflame. Today, we're launching two new series of supporter packs.
The
The
colors
Praise and
deleted.
Remedis packs.
Now the meat and
Each tier
potatoes.
contains the pack's full face
Yeah,
value
now what
points,
we came for.
alongside several exclusive microtransactions.
Yeah.
As always, the microtransactions in these
I
packs are
love
purely
that
cosmetic
change.
and do not affect your character's
I
power
would-
or progression in any way.
Definitely was not
The
expecting
Plague
that
series of supporter packs contains 7
ever.
exclusive
Because I've been
microtransactions.
so sick of the early game
Equipping the
links
Plague
and
weapon skin replaces the default
sockets.
appearance of
Well,
your
sockets not so
staff,
much.
sword, mace,
But I didn't
or
even think
shield
about the fact
with
that
a weapon
colors
that
are
has
just
been
like
submerged
another
in
layer on
corrosive
top that annoy me.
toxins. The Plague Rat Pet is the result of a nefarious experiment.
That's a
When
nice
a unique enemy
pet.
is nearby, it faints as a defensive mechanism to protect its fragile body so it can continue to spread disease.
Smart
The
rat.
metal of the Plague Bearer armor set has corroded, and the cloth has begun to disintegrate from being exposed to such toxic elements. It includes the Plague Bearer back attachment, which spreads disease across the ground in town areas, maximizing the chance of infection. A diseased swarm infects your weapon when using the Plague Bearer weapon effect. Use it alongside the Erupting Pustule's rare finisher effect to spread vile and devastating disease to monsters you kill. Activating the Plague Wraith map device causes the plagued energy to flow from the chained being. Given the
This
goal of
thing's cool.
spreading such illness is to end the lives of as many as possible, the map device tracks kills in kind, showing you the number of enemies killed in each map, sorted by
Always
rarity.
like that.
Yeah.
Feel free to even pin the count of enemies slain in a map to the leaderboard at your leisure. Pair it with the putrefying portal to fully immerse yourself in the Plague Propagator experience. Both the map device and the portal emit such a potent putrefaction that even the birds flying overhead cannot survive, as they plummet to the ground around it. The Remedis Pack series also contains 7 exclusive
That's funny.
microtransactions. The Remedis weapon skin changes the appearance of your staff, wand, scepter, or shield, with relics once used by the Order of the Remedis Knights against the plague. The Medi Roa pet is kitted out with all the supplies necessary for healing in remote locations.
Hell yeah.
Strangely, these rowers seem to have a particular fondness for goblin meat. The Remedis Knight armor set is bestowed upon those tasked with traveling through
It's kinda-
Raycast
it's kinda
to purge
clean,
the
that
sick of
armor.
their diseases.
Simple,
The matching
clean.
back attachment cleanses
Cam
the
just got
disease left
easier.
behind on the ground in town
Gap,
areas
gap, do
with
wap.
the Plague Bearer back attachment. It's an important job of a Remedis Knight to not let disease take over. Help by doing your part. The Remedis Knight weapon effect funnels the divine power of purification into your weapon. Return to the Saints' End Monastery hideout to recuperate from your purifying duties. Once a thriving center for curing ailments, this monastery has slowly wasted away while lying unused. If you're feeling brave enough, there's even a platform to dive into the purifying waters below before
Kind
washing
of looks
back
like a
up
sick
at the base of
hideout,
the
if I'm being
hideout.
honest.
Going for a dip.
Last, but not least, use the Reservoir of Benediction Affinity Stash.
By the time
to
you finish
store all of
campaign
your
and do some
elixirs.
maps and stuff, and
This
you got that
stash
swamp
opens
nut,
to your stash tab
swamp
with the
nut
flask
at the end
affinity
of the
set.
day. Go for a quick
Additionally,
dip.
all microtransactions from the supporter packs are available for use in Path of Exile 2. We're looking forward to seeing which of you choose to become the plague and spread disease
PoE
across
2,
Raycast,
Sleepy Stew, get
or
your rat
those who
pet.
wish to fight against it by becoming a Remedis Knight. Thank you so much for your ongoing support.
Is he here? Was he paying attention?
Those are 2 different questions.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Yo, let's go.
PoE 2. Interesting. I'm not gonna lie, I did not follow the new league mechanic in the
It took
slightest.
me a little while to realize the new league mechanic wasn't replacing Abyss, because I was just still in that fucking weird mindset, but I got there eventually.
That would have been a crazy thing to be confused by. It's like, how
League
is this
mechanic.
replacing Abyss at all?
I like the you use your currency and it'll give you a couple options to like take your
Yeah.
pick. That's pretty sick. And that Legion unique crafting looked weird too. Like
Yeah.
you pick a unique that it'll take a mod of and then roll another unique and put it on that mod. Like that's just crazy stuff.
I feel like they just keep beating
It's-
around the bush for like last epoch.
This,
crafting.
yeah.
Like they're like, yeah, it's a cool idea, but let's not do it exactly. Let's do some other things. It's kind of, I don't know, it's more exciting than the the other, like the breach uniques, right?
Uh,
I mean,
I
not
mean,
really, but like kind of more exciting
yeah,
because it's
like
new.
yeah. But
But
it's kind of
it's kind of samey. It's just
yeah.
nice. It's just nice.
It's adding a mod onto a unique that couldn't usually be there.
And I can't believe they actually did the Legion thing. But also Legion was pretty dead without having like other rewards on it. But I can't believe they like got rid
I
of the
love that they deleted
incubators.
incubators.
I
I'm
got
such a big fan of that.
yeah.
Thank the Lord.
Considering I think anyone that runs Legion was just hiding all but like 2 out of
Yeah,
20
yeah.
incubators. And like even the 6
That's
link one wasn't good. Because by the time you got all the kills for the 6 link, you'd already made 20 divine and bought yourself the 6 link you needed. And what else was there?
Should we bring up patch notes?
I got them right here. Right here, bud. Right here, bud.
Or we control F in anything in particular?
Should we control F something in
Yo,
particular?
first of all, what the I can't believe we didn't come back to it. Scion got a third ascendancy, and it's
Scion got a third
you
ascendancy.
can have a merc permanent. Like, what's that even
It's a
supposed to mean?
that's a crazy ascendancy.
There's a crazy ascendancy.
Scion went for what?
Me 80 years.
Over 10 years
Me-
with one ascendancy. And then within 3
Yeah.
months or 4 months of each, she's gone from 1 to 3.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
But it looks like such a nothing. Like if you just don't care, it is very much a
Yeah.
nothing ascendancy. Like what does that even? I'm so confused by that ascendancy, man.
It's so weird. So confusing.
But I mean, I did make it when they announced the second ascendancy. I did make the joke about like, oh, now they'll have to do 3 because you can't have like one makes sense, but you can't have 2.
Yeah, 2 doesn't make sense.
Mr. Stu, is Jack better now? Can you speak, Jack?
Hello, my name is Jack.
Go one more time.
Hello, my name is Ugly Duck Gaming,
Yeah,
and I'm here with KingPirateNinja.
You look pretty similar to me now. I think.
I look similar to you.
Yeah. Almost identical.
We are identical, chat.